All right, guys, JB here. Let's pull up some stuff here. Hold on, give me one sec. Oh, turn the music off. All right, we are in the home stretch here. By the way, if anybody wonders what that is in the background, that is a Land Cruiser FJ40. That is technically the first mass-produced Land Cruiser. Um, it is completely taken apart, and it's at what is the name of that big company? Land Cruiser. Oh, you know what? Hold on one second. Let me get my good audio going here.
Here we go. That should be better. Any case, this is Land Cruiser in the background. I'm actually at my desktop today. So let me just give you a big show. What we're doing, the roof is done. The garage doors are demoed and up. Electrician has started. We have demoed the exterior fence. We are not going to put a fence on the outside of this thing. We're going to kind of see how it goes, if you will. So the fence, we kind of knew when we were doing concrete that the fences were going to take a bit of damage in the front of the facility. They were in kind of rough shape to begin with anyway. But when you're adding that much concrete and you're moving that much dirt, you're bound to damage a couple of things. So we've removed the fencing here. And so let me just share with you guys where we're at. This is it. You can see those are our new garage doors. That's $75,000 in garage doors and about $60,000 in concrete. Look at that big, beautiful concrete right here. So we had to make, my understanding is we had to make a couple little changes here to the culverts. Notice those are all concreted in so we can get water flowing off of the property or through the property. Because that is technically an easement. The city also required a little bit larger inlet or mouth, if you will, into the facility. You can see that here. It goes right up to the street. And there's all of our brand new, big, beautiful garage doors. The truck that you saw earlier in the clip is the guy that's picking them. He's the recycle guy. And he's picking up the metal doors. The fences. But excellent little property coming along. Just coming along here. Let me pull up the budget real quick. Let's go over that. I think y'all will enjoy that. For those of y'all that have invested in this deal, you should have access to this document. And you should have, let me do the screen share thing again. Screen share. Actually, let's just do that right there. Boom. Okay. Here is where we are at. Let me zoom in a little bit. I know a lot of you guys are on your phones. And okay, a couple of things that have changed here. Our concrete number is a bit higher. By the way, this is our actual right here, and I'll walk through. Well, I don't want to walk through all that because it's a little confusing between what's actually been done and then what's been billed, and there's a little lag time there. Concrete ended up being about $17,000 now, or $72,000. Now, why is that? We went out there and measured it, thought we had about 10,000 square feet of lanes, if you will. So space in between the buildings that we were placing the concrete. And then we guessed, I don't want to say we guessed, we went out there and measured as best we could that we had about 420 square feet of those inlets, again, those mouths, if you will, that go over the culverts into the facility. It turns out after the city reviewed what we were going to do, they required us to add a substantial more amount of concrete. In fact, if you look here, let's see if I've got the square footage on here. Yeah, it ended up turning out to be 12,320 square feet of concrete versus 10,000 square feet of concrete, about 20% more. So, but the good thing is we were able to stay at our per unit cost of 550. And then we had to add, so you'll see that 67,760. But then we did about $4,600 in prep work in order to get that concrete laid. So in any case, that's the difference there, about 15,000 bucks. $5.50 for concrete is dirt cheap. Dirt cheap. When we originally put this budget together, we thought we were going to be in the, 750, 650, maybe even high as $8. The real challenge in concrete, the actual concrete itself, those prices are relatively stable. They fluctuate a little bit, but it's the rebar, it's the steel, and that's really what fluctuates. And then the labor, that kind of depends. Can you get the labor down there? What's it going to cost? That sort of thing. So that can be a real challenge. But we kept it at 550 a foot. We spent about $15,000 more than that. Jeff is working on this right now. Fence and access control. I think we're going to be maybe 5 G's into this thing. I don't think we're going to spend anywhere near $25,000. The lighting package that we're going to put up on the exterior is all solar. We're literally going to Amazon and ordering those big giant LED solar things. They're like about, I don't know, about the length of your forearm, maybe a little bit shorter. And we're going to place them above every single garage door in the facility. And that's going to give us our lighting. So that's what we're doing there. Garage doors. And if you remember, excuse me, I've still got this cold. I've been trying to get over for over a week. The garage doors, we had originally budgeted to repair them at about 450 bucks a door. We were getting quotes all over the place before the project started on new garage doors. And Jeff and I made the executive decision to say, look, if they're 20, 30, 40% within the same price as new, let's just buy new. So this door number here was for renovation. This number, the $79,000, that was actual, that was for new doors. So we ended up spending about $22,000, or you know what I had to do? I had to do the percentages on here for you guys. Let's just do that real quick. Give me 2 seconds here, guys. Whoop. Let's do the percents here. All right. So concrete ended up costing about 26% more. And that was really not a per unit cost, but we were just required to do a little bit more, about 20% more concrete. Garage doors, like I said, we were somewhere between 25 and 40%. If we could get new doors, we were totally going to get new doors. This number right here is not all of the interior walls. So I'm waiting for the rest of that number. We've seen the number and we're kind of going back and forth on it right now. This demo, we did a massive amount of demo. Now, where did some of this why is the demo 100% more expensive? Part of it had to do with just the sheer amount of junk that was in the building, but it also had to do with garage doors. We had to demo all of those garage doors. We ended up demoing a lot more in the interior because the metal framing we tried to keep as much as we could, but we ended up taking a lot. And then a lot of the units have plywood in it, so we took those out. Roof repair was like the godsend right now. Truth be told, the roof repair right now we have saved a ton of money on. We thought we were going to have to do a roof, and we were getting some wild numbers like 100 G's, 140 G's, crazy stuff. When Larry and his guys got up there, they were like, no, man, just repair this. We ended up doing it for $24,000. That's a reduction of 61 grand. We saved $37,000 there. So that was just an absolute lifesaver. And they replaced all the rivets, painted it, sealed it, all that stuff. It looks really good. We still have paint, electrical, and fence and access control. And then this interior wall issue, because we've got to go back in. That looks like it's going to cost 20, 30,000 bucks for us to get that done. So I expect this to be in or around, excuse me, in or around this 287, 299. Our original was 300,000 bucks. That's what we originally thought it was going to cost. In fact, here's the numbers. Um, let me just summarize this. We're going to be close to this number. 287, probably going to, like I said, we budgeted $300,000, probably going to go a little bit over, but it's going to be somewhere in that ballpark. So let me share this with you. Here is the income statement. This is a pro forma 806, purchase at 506. So we're in for, I'm sorry, purchase at 506, renovation for 300. We're in for 806 plus 60 grand in holding costs. This is an 8% loan or 7% loan. The good thing I'm hearing, according to Jeff, is we are probably going to be, we might even be in the five. So here's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to change this to a 6, and I'm going to change this to a 5. Then I'm going to update these numbers, and I'll show you the cash flow numbers. Oh, you know what I did? I just did it on my calculator. I thought I had a, I thought I put the mortgage calculator in there. Hold on one second. Let me run my mortgage calculator. Oh my gosh, they changed this one on me. Here we go. Let's see. We're going to be all in. Let's call it 80660, 866. We should get 100% financing. Down payment is going to be 0. Interest rate. Let's do one at 6. That's going to be 5. That's going to be 5579. 5579. 65. And then at 5%, let's do it at 5%. 5% gets us at 5062. 55. So with those two numbers, we've got this is going to be at 6%. Ooh, that's already there. This is going to be at that doesn't make sense. This one has to be at 6% because you would assume it cash flows more. This is going to be at 5%. So those are the numbers right there. We should cash flow somewhere between 25,000 and 30,000 bucks a year. So not a bad little deal. Oh, this is the rest of the pro forma. I'll walk you through that here in a minute. 5 to 6% a year. I'm sorry, 5 to 6% in for the loan for the cost of financing, and we should have about $542,000 in equity. All right, so where do we get those numbers from? 128 units. Revenue is about $83 per unit. That's a vacancy rate of 10% or 90% occupied. I've got this listed as our cost of goods sold, which is really gross. Well, it's cost of goods sold. We won't call it gross rev. Cost of goods sold, $115,000 gross income. Taxes about $5,600. I expect that to go up. Insurance has run us about $900. Excuse me, guys. Insurance has run about $9,000 a year. I have automation at $6,000 a year. I think Jeff was telling me it's $100 a month. So that plus a Starlink, maybe $200 a month. So we're talking about $2,400. Utilities, I put $3,000 a year. My guess is it's going to be less. We'll know here. Actually, I mean, technically, what are our utility costs? Our utility costs are just going to be the lights in the units. So I can't imagine it being a whole heck of a lot. But I put 200, what's that? 240, $250 a month in the utility costs. Total to run this whole thing, $23,000. Now, we haven't put in here, quote, property management. We're probably going to do that where we've got a guy. I always like to call it a guy that like comes in and does that. And then net income about 91,570, cap rate 6.5%. which puts us at a value of 1.408 million. Again, I think if we were to change some of these numbers, I think this is going to be at least half. These are probably going to be half. I mean, we're at 1.5 million pretty quick. And that's at $83 per unit at a 10% vacancy. My guess is we're probably closer to $100 a unit there. But we'll use 83 for now, and I will revert these same figures back from the pro forma, and we'll just be pleasantly surprised when they come in lower. So, all right, guys, let me see if there's any questions on here. I don't see any. Appreciate y'all's time. I will upload this recording as soon as it's done. Thanks for watching. If you've got any questions, shoot me a note. Oh, by the way, we are working on a project right now. We would love to have some more investors. It pays up to 35+%. It's a really smoking deal. And we're taking lien holders in, investors at about $100,000 a pop. If you are interested, get in touch with me. We've got 10, 12 spots available. Just shoot me an email or a text and we will chat then. All right. Thanks.